Hey guys, Kareem Babe here, fund manager, entrepreneur. Hiring a great sales team can really make or break your business. But how do you know who will perform and who will not? And when it is time to really fire somebody. So in this brief video, I'm just gonna cover three main topics. Sales as an activity and what it means. It's an activity-based function. Red flags that you should be looking at in the process of observing the performance of your sales team, and things to look for when it comes to hiring and metrics to reward or adjust your process. Let me begin by just making a big distinction. So this video, we're gonna just cover the sales. We're not gonna cover business development. For me, business development is something completely different and maybe science fiction. I like sales because it's really a data driven. It's all about data. It's not about hope. So there are two type of sales function in a small, medium-sized business. You have SDRs and you have account executives or closers. So SDRs are junior to mid-level sales employees. The main function is you get them the leads and they will be qualifying the leads. So they will do outreach to these leads, they qualify them, and if the lead qualify them, they set them up for a demo to the sales executive. It's absolutely very, very activity-based, and I'll talk about it in a minute. The sales or account executives are usually they come in with much more experience, roughly 5 to 10 years of pure closing experience, and their main role is to show up to these scheduled demos or scheduled meetings and close. And I will talk more about metrics that you'll be looking at to evaluate their performance. When it comes to red flags, whether during the hiring process or during the actual activities, sales teams in general and seasoned salespeople are absolutely great interviewers. So they're in sales, so they sell themselves very well. But that does not mean that they will perform the job to the best of their ability or to the best of your expectations. So for junior to mid-level SDRs, we usually typically look for coachability across all of our companies. So somebody needs to have high level of energy, willing to go the extra mile and learn and iterate, because you will make a lot of mistakes. So the person needs to be coachable too. So check your ego at the door. In terms of activities that we track, all of our SDRs, we require them to make at least between 120 to 170 calls per day. Over 30 to 60 days, that will translate into them setting 3 to 5 qualified meetings per day. So an SDR should be able to have an output of 3 to 5 potential sales that he puts in the calendar of the account executive. When it comes to the account executive, we expect them to close, usually the range is vague, but it's not really vague, between 25 to 50% of scheduled calls, assuming the 100% of a show rate. So these are the metrics in general that we put in place. However, things are modular and they're subject to change, because sometimes if the close rate is not when it needs to be, the account executive may blame it on either the leads or the no-shows or the qualification. All of these are very traceable because you can go to any CRM, you can listen to these calls, and you can iterate. So if the question is of leads, you change your funnels into how to get leads. And then if the question of qualification, that means the SDR is really setting up calls just to meet their quota, then we have to kind of go back and button up. It's like, hey, only set up these qualified leads based on these specific metrics. By doing that, you just eliminate multiple variables, so you only leave that one variable for the account executive, which is closing. So if you have great leads, properly qualified, why aren't you closing? And then you can listen to their calls, you can adjust the script, or then you can just figure out that the account executive is just not good at what they do, and then you'll have to make an adjustment or a decision. So that's about it, pretty much in terms of the sales function. it is absolutely mandatory for the business owner to be absolutely on top of that. So if, depending on the size of your firm, where you are, if you're a startup, or maybe if you're under $1 million or 2, or maybe even under 5 million, you should be able to jump in on these functions at any given time as the founder and CEO in case you're seeing a gap, or you're in the process of building your team. Nothing should be beneath you. Everybody wants to be a CEO and president, but don't forget that the buck stops there, meaning if you don't have sales, you have no business. So your job as a founder, CEO, president, whatever title you want to give to yourself or is being given to you, is actually sales. So whether you have a team in place that does this for you, or you doing it with them, or you have another process, ultimately responsible for sales towards yourself, your shareholders, and your board if you have a board. If you like what you've just heard, please don't forget to subscribe to the button. Well, if you have any comment, we'll love to hear them out so we can keep this conversation alive and engaging. Until then, look forward to speaking with you pretty soon. Have a great day.